Hi, this is John from TheRunnersGuide.com, and this is my training for the week of April 22nd. Now, this week in Ohio, the weather has turned for the better, and of course, when there's better weather outside, your attitude towards training changes a little bit. This week I ended up running 70 miles, and my long run for the week has been 12. And I did a 5-mile AT run, or aerobic threshold run, which we've talked about before, and I averaged probably around 6:10 pace. Most of my other miles have been pretty easy, between 7:30, and of course there's been a day or two that I had to slow down a little bit, run 7:30 to 8-minute pace. Next week I'm hoping to run 72, maybe 73 miles, and increase the long run. Now, I'm going to do something a little different this week. I've had a few people email me some questions, and I'm going to go through them real quick here. The first one says, it seems that every time I start an exercise program involving running, I end up injured and I have to stop running. Do you have any tips for preventing running injuries? Well, there's a couple of things you can do. Number one, you can stretch the major muscle groups, of course the hamstrings, the quads, and the calves. And at some point I will show you those down the road. And another thing to keep in mind is making sure that you slowly but surely let the body adapt to the stress you're putting on it. What I mean by that is, don't go out right away and run 30, 40, 50 miles a week within the first 2 or 3 weeks. It takes time for the body to adapt, and when you don't do that, the body basically fights back, and then you get injured. Rule of thumb is this: if you're up in your training, either the intensity or the volume, it takes about 3 weeks to adapt to that stress. So stretching more and then adapting to the stress is probably the 2 most important things to remember to prevent injuries. And the second question is, I used to be a runner in high school, and one thing we did at the end of practice is wind sprints. I was wondering what benefit a distance runner gets from doing sprints. Do you recommend any sprinting with your running programs? Great question. First of all, with sprints after you're done running, I think it's a great idea. And you want to go out and run 5 to 6 100-meter dashes, about 80–85%. And what this does is teach the neuromuscular system to fire a lot quicker, and also help with leg turnover. So what I normally do myself is a couple times a week after a run, I go out and I do some wind sprints. You can either do them at the track or on the roads, or whatever most convenient for you. Well, this is it for this version of TheRunnersGuide.com blog. And if you want to email any of your questions for me to answer, I'd be more than happy to do that. My email address is john@therunnersguide.com. Well, until next time, I hope your training goes great, and have a great run.